in order for them to land as closest to the board as possible. Let's talk about emotion. When I say each time you feel an emotion in the story, give me some examples of an emotion. Anger,
Sadness.
Frustration, sadness, joy. Okay, great. I don't need to share with the English team about emotions. So I am going to share the story. You're going to close your eyes. Does everybody have their paper balls?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So on Sunday, I was in a local grocery store in Baltimore, and I was in line to leave. I was in one of those lines, it was automatic, do it yourself. In front of me was one other customer. That customer appeared to be a family. There was a grandmother, a daughter, and a mother. The daughter appeared to be under about 7 or 8. Oh, she was an adorable little girl. She had the cutest little pigtails, and then around her neck she had her mom's keys. It looked as that she even had her mom's employee bag with her, and she was going back and forth asking her mom a variety of different questions. As her mom scanned the groceries, her grandmother bagged the groceries up and put them in the cart. I noticed that there was a stack of meat that was in the corner of the cart that never landed on the conveyor belt, and the grandmother was placing the bagged groceries on top of the meat and covering it up. It appeared that they may have been stealing. The mother says to me, I can't get these hot dogs to go on the conveyor belt, but I like doing too much. I'm going to keep on working. She also picks up this thing of Oreos. Tells the little girl, you think you slick. You're not getting away with this today. You're not putting no Oreos in. Take these back. When a little girl comes back, she's like, Mom, you forgot the meat. Mom, you forgot the meat. Her mom's like, shut the fuck up. The little girl then goes to the grandmother. She tugs on the grandmother. The grandmother leans down. What she says, I don't know. The grandmother is silent. The girl says, but you forgot the meat. You forgot the meat. The mother said, didn't I tell you to go play somewhere? You getting on my damn nerves. Go. The little girl with her head hung walks out the grocery store. As they walk out the grocery store with stolen products, and the girl has no voice. They leave, and that's the end of the story. Tell me, what was a thought that you can relate to our students? I'll share my thought. I thought sometimes we blame the students. I say things like, do the right thing. Why aren't you doing what you're supposed to do? But that was such an aha moment for me. This little girl may grow up to be a thief. But she learned at 7 how to manipulate the system. So she manipulated a system of integrity where you're supposed to scan your groceries yourself, bag your groceries yourself, where she saw at 7, 8, maybe 6, where it was okay to steal. How do we see those actions every day? Share.
With adults or with students?
With students.
Like, so for instance, on Friday, one of my students was cussing. Like, they were saying something to another student. But I said to her, I was like, your mouth. She was like, I didn't even curse. And I was like, you don't even realize when you're cursing. But like, she literally was like, she was saying something was like, man, that's the fucking da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, you don't even realize that you literally said that to explain it. And like, a lot of times, like, I realize they don't realize they're cursing because that's their language.
Okay? Somebody add on to that. Ms. Noshan?
I was saying to the students, similarly to what Dixon said, but I said I found myself now using profanity more in my social life because of hearing it constantly every day from you all. I said, be mindful of that. You know, like I don't curse at them, or I don't cuss in conversation with them, but I find myself doing it more. So being engrossed in the behavior, you tend to behave that same way.
Yeah. In Rome, do as the Romans. So I just think about who I was before I worked here and who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is my little pet peeve. I talk about this, but I bought a bunch of drug diary books for my particular self-contained class because they're pretty easy to read, and I wanted them to access it. And some students just took the book without asking, and I thought to myself, most of the students, whoever took it with me, there's no way I would have said no, but you just took it, never brought it back, and then they're gone. And like, why do you take from me? Like, you take it from yourselves. And that kind of like, I just, you know, and then they deal with so many different things, like you're just stealing from yourself. I didn't buy it from that person, it's not, actually, they never taken money, they, you know, I don't know what the self-talk, but they never taken anything personally from you, but what you're taking is from the student body.
But if a student takes something from your room, that is personal.
Well, I did feel personal about it, cause now I'm like, okay, I bought it for a specific purpose, and now I can't use it for that purpose. And if you would've told me, I was not sure you could borrow it and bring it back, I would've required you to bring it back, but you just took it and it disappeared, and I had no idea.
So this is the second group I've talked to. And when I said what's emotion, the first emotion in both groups was anger. So we think about the negative of emotions first. Our students are the same way, but we're responsible for evoking the positive emotions because it's the lack thereof. What's the answer? Ms. Gaucher and I have agreed we've both changed. Our behavior changed. My husband asked me the other day, like, what's going on with you? Are you okay? Because it's easy to take the frustration out on him, right? So what do we need to do? Because a part of our work-life balance and support for children is positivity. But they come with all of these paper balls. How do you clean this up? And how do you make this better?
Well, I think you cleaned up one paper ball at a time. There's a lot of paper balls on the ground, and if I try to pick them all up, maybe with one hand, I'm gonna drop them. So I'm gonna focus on one thing at a time, as opposed to trying to focus on many things that are out of my control. So I can focus on what I can do in my classroom, which is in here in AP, you're gonna write 8 to 15 sentences in a paragraph versus what you've been taught, which was just 5, and we're gonna scaffold up to that. But that is gonna be my expectation. I don't care who your past English teacher was. I don't care what other people told you the expectation was. This is what you need to do. And I'm gonna accept the cursing, the attitude, and all that comes with it. But my expectation is not gonna change because they haven't stepped up to that level yet.
Somebody add on to what Mrs. Williams-Cook just said.
So I agree to some extent about like, because I've said that to my kids too, like my expectation for behavior in here is not going to change. So you're either going to get on the train or get rolled over. Like that's just the way. Like I'm still going to expect certain things from you guys. However, I would say like maybe we need to put the onus on them because us trying to clean up all these balls every day is exhausting. Why can't we do something where you are now, like for instance, I would say like a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, the PGC team during 7th period cleared the hall. They got a little vest and they cleared the hall quickly. Like they may have missed 5 or 6 minutes of class time, but like putting the onus on the kids and like finding a way to make them, because like again, I don't think they're aware that they're doing some of the things that they're doing. So maybe if they see it and it's coming from a peer, then it would be accepted differently than if I say, hey, be quiet, hey, we're doing this, hey, this is happening, or whatever.
Okay. Last comment, Ms. Gaucher.
And I just want to add on to Ms. Gibson because the PGC students, I think they got a whiff of the 9th graders last week, and they were like, I can't be a teacher, like, I don't know how you do it, different things like that. Like, the ninth graders, I think, really pushed back on them. I said, but however, think about when you're not at PGC, you're transitioning through the halls, that's when you're leading and modeling. That's when they're looking at you. Not when they're sitting in front of you, but why should they just take different moments to practice what you're modeling? You should be modeling the behavior of PGCC at all times. And that's what they're looking for. So that's a little thing I shared with them. But I think their leadership does make a positive impact.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let's transition to our data dig cycle and what's going on to date. So we looked at trends, grade level, and individual student data. Somebody, let's just do 5 seconds of think time and identify what would you say is one of the biggest trends that we saw. Think time. So 5, 4, 3, 2,